And I guess in lots of ways, what we do today, we'd really like to pick up and plonk down right in the middle of the city of Melbourne so that it's proclaimed to people throughout Victoria that sacrifice, what this occasion offers us today, is an opportunity to remind everybody to that which we are all called. If you don't mind, I'd like to explain it a little bit by sharing an experience I had over the summer fire season. As seems to be the want, we gathered at the Wendouree station at 4:30 in the morning to get on a bus to go up to King Lake. I don't know why it starts those ungodly hours. But chuck all the gear under the bus, get inside, and you sit down. And I sat down next to this bloke I didn't know, shook his hands, and is the way with men in these occasions, said, "G'day, how you going? My name's Michael. How you going?" A bit of a story, bit of a laugh, bit of a thing about the early morning, bit of a scratch, a cough, and a slump into companionable silence. It stayed like that until he got to the ring road. And he said to me, "Mick, have you got a mobile phone?" "Yes, I do." So he borrowed the phone and he rang, and you hear, you half hear these conversations, try to tune out, but you hear it there. And he's having a little bit of a conversation, a bit of argy-bargy with his wife on the phone. And he hung up, and I says, "All right?" He said, "Yeah." He said, "I have a small business on the outskirts of Ballarat. And with the economic problems at the moment, I'm having a bit of a difficult time, keeping it going. And if I can just get through to the end of the year, I'll be right. And I was supposed to meet with the bank manager today. And I was going to renegotiate the payments so I could get through the end of the year. And I was just asking my wife to ring him up and ask if we could reschedule the meeting." She wasn't happy, but she was going to do it. And I said to him, "Well, that's pretty important, isn't it? Why aren't you there doing this with your bank manager? I mean, these strike teams are going to be coming and going for a long time yet. Why aren't you there doing the work? Why aren't you there with your bank manager, sorting out your future, because it's your job, it's your life?" And he said to me words that still echo in my mind. "I need to be there," meaning King Lake. "I'm on the bus because I need to be there so I can give my mates up there a break. Because they can come off the fire line, they can have their break, I can go in, I can do that, and they can come back refreshed. I need to be there." And I guess that's the message that I find out of today's celebration. How this bloke, and how many hundreds and hundreds of men and women like him, can put on hold so many elements of their life because they perceive a need to be there, to step beyond themselves, to move out of the demands of their own life and their own families, to put themselves on the foreign ground because someone needs my help. I was gobsmacked. And I sat down for the rest of the bus wondering about the greatness of that bloke, the people like him on the bus and the fire grounds. What we commemorate today should be plonked down in the middle of Melbourne, because it says to our modern world that suffering from the very opposite, the self, the selfish, the putting of the first of the individual person before the needs of the community, is what brought us to the mess we find ourselves in. And here's this bloke and many like him who say, "I need to be there because they need my help." What we celebrate today is partly an antidote to what we suffer from in our Western communities.